allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chris Bull.
Here.
Ken Charneski.
Here.
Tim Shaw.
Here.
Sean Dumaine.
Here.
Alex Vedvik.
Here.
Chris Iden.
Here.
And Kelly Coyle.
Here. All right, Adam, too, is public comment. Lisa, could you? Bobby, do the
Yeah, mine's not on yet.
I would get a link, I would get a share. That's what happens to the link, Doug. All right, first up is Guy Friedel. Name and address, please, Guy.
Guy Friedel, 2240 Ruby Drive, Kronenwetter. I am here tonight. I presented 2 documents to each member of the board, to the village clerk, and to Mr. Ludai, and to the village attorney. Those 2 documents are very pertinent to item D on the agenda. So the first of those 2 documents is the official notice and agenda for the meeting of October 24th, 2022. On the second page, you see under new business, item 10.2, discussion and approval. Fire Department purchase of engine number 2, equipment replacement fund 2023-2024. That sets forth what was legally discussable at that meeting. Second document is the minutes, the actual approved minutes of the October 24th, 2022 meeting. I highlighted that President Vole called the meeting to order, that President Vole was present along with village clerk Bobby Burke-Labarge. Page 4 of that document, under 11.2, the motion that was formally approved at that meeting. Motion by Charneski, seconded by Capper, to approve the purchase of a ladder truck at the cost of $1,325,000, and to request the ladder truck from Pierce that is currently being manufactured on the line that is not currently spoken for, and is $50,000 under the $1,325,000 quote. If it is not, Chief O'Brien can order a new one to be built for the village, period. Motion passes 7-0. Roll call vote. At the bottom of that page, you will see submitted by Bobby Burke-Labarge, village clerk, underneath that approved. Approved November 14th, 2022. So these are not just minutes, these are approved minutes. These are the official document as to what happened on October 24th. So I am not here to offer any opinion or to make any accusations. I'm here to present these documents as facts, undisputable facts that have to be considered as you go forward. Thank you.
Next up is Joel Shaw. Name and address, Joel.
Joel Straw, 860 West Nelson Road. I'm here to, I was a member of the governing body on October 24th, 2022, so I'm here in case anybody, if the discussion needs any support from a voting member of that meeting. That's why I'm here tonight. Thank you.
All right, moving on to item number 3, new business. Item C, discussion and action, report from village treasurer on how the loan for the ladder truck did make it on the 24th budget.
Does anybody have any questions with the report that I gave?
Yeah, I have a couple here. Now, when exactly did this person first tell you about,
It was at a village board meeting, I can't recall the exact date. I just remember that at one of the village board meetings during open comment, there was a question about what's happening with the fire truck with Kovanage. So again, I just took a mental note and I decided to look into it on my own initiative.
So that's after the budget was completed, so that would have been,
It's somewhere in between November, December. So in between when we finished the 24, cause it was after the budget, cause if it would have been before the budget, I would have brought it up during the budget. So from the time that the budget was approved for 24 until January, somewhere in between, that comment was made, so I guess we'd have to go back and look at the minutes to be precise.
and that payment was never in the 2024 budget by Kim or by you?
Correct,
Nobody.
that budget wasn't in, when we went through and we looked, and I even went back and I looked through everything, cause Kim had helped with a bunch of papers, there was nothing in there, there was no record. I spoke with PFM, they were not aware of this, so, for whatever odd reason, they didn't know about this as well. So I'm kind of at a loss of,
Okay. So you said you did some research and you located the agreement, where did you find it?
the G drive.
Okay, so was it supposed to be somewhere else, or, I mean?
I searched on the G drive, it was under fire truck. It says Kovanage fire truck, that's all I searched. That's what I found. When I looked at it, there were signatures on the agreement, so my assumption would be that it's a legal document since it's all signed and dated. And again, it states that, just like it says, I never got anything from Kovanage. We still, till this day, do not have a statement from Kovanage. And I can finally, after the 24th now, I can finally, or after the 23rd, 24th. But after January, after I finally I can now go back to Kovanage and ask them for that statement. But I do have the receipt with the breakdown and stuff for the principal and interest.
So if that, arrangement were made today, let's just say we had a purchase and you made a loan with Kovanage, where would this typically be registered within the village? So if you were gone, the next person would find it. I mean, how is this supposed to be handled?
What's the process?
And how was it failed?
I don't know how it was failed, I would tell you how I would do it,
Right, that's what I.
which is more when I get debt. And knowing that it would be coming up in the future, I would have first created account numbers so that they would have been showing up on the statement. I would have went through my budget spreadsheet and added those lines. I would also start to create a folder, a debt folder, so every debt would be in that folder, so your next people would know what's in there. And we don't have anything like that right now. So I'm working as I get through this first year, hopefully now, as the second year would start in April, I'm hoping to start organizing that area. And all debt needs to be reported to Emma, and that loan was not reported on Emma because I looked at it when I was looking at the other debts. So if this would have been reported on the Emma website, that would have been a flag too. And that would have been during, when I was working on the levies and that after the budget was approved, I would have seen it. And that would have raised the flag at that time.
So how does that sub-budget get on the you're talking?
Somebody didn't report it.
So would that have been the past finance director? Would that have been his responsibility, or would have been?
It would have been his responsibility or a finance advisor, depending upon, like if the finance advisor would have been helping with the documents,
Right.
that would have, it would be within them to, in between them and the finance director to decide who was gonna go report it.
And at that time, I think we had 2 assistants for the finance director, helping out.
I have no idea.
Kim Manley was one, I forget the name of that person. The other gal that was working with Kim, that was doing the check register.
Is it Lou?
Maybe it was.
Okay.
So Roger had 2 people helping him. during that time period. Anything else?
Well, I guess the rest of the questions will come as we go through the other paperwork, I guess.
Okay.
I guess I do have one more. So this was known about in December, how did it get to January before anybody was even notified? I wasn't the board told about it,
So in December, when I had talked to Kronenwetter, they said they were gonna send a statement. If Kronenwetter would have sent the statement and we would have got it, it would have ended up on the APC January meeting, which would have then ended up on the board meeting prior to the first payment being due. For whatever odd reason, I forgot about it. And all of a sudden it dawned on me on the 19th to go ask. So I looked into it, it still wasn't done, nobody got anything, and I took the initiative to save residents along with the village money by not paying penalties and making the payment.
19th of January, then?
The payment was made in January.
Yeah, it was due on the 25th of January. And the fees would have been like 33 grand. Anybody else have a question? Alright, we're gonna move on then to item 3D, discussion action related to documents used to obtain the financing for Kronenwetter Credit Union, the ladder truck. So Sean, a lot of these things are items that you put together, so I'll let you kind of explain what you're looking for item D.
Okay, so as President Will said, I put these documents together for this after this was identified, this issue came up. I'd like to ask everybody to please not make this a headhunting, argumentative, round and round. Right now, what we need to address is the fact that our documents that we provided the bank are incorrect. They have incorrect information. We need to address this quickly, have somebody go to the bank, work with the bank to get these documents corrected properly, so we have a proper loan, and it has correct information, not information that's erroneous. And then after that, we can do a root cause analysis, but I did document which lines had problems. I don't know if there's value to go over each line and identify what's wrong. If there is, I'm open to doing what I found, but.
Well, I think staff has some rebuttal for your.
Okay.
And is there some commentary on some of the language here, accusing them being fraudulent?
Well, the
Like,
definition
that's a
of
pretty
fraud
strong
is,
accusation.
the definition of fraud is providing false information to gain financially, and this is all false if you gain financially, that's fraud. That's literally the definition.
I know we have our attorney here with the information, but, you know, I think starting off by accusing staff or
We're not accusing
other
anybody.
board members of fraud, or fraudulent actions is, you know,
We're not accusing anybody of anything at the moment. I said we need to go back to the bank and get this corrected. The root cause analysis can decide if there was actually something done incorrectly or maliciously or illegally or any other word you want to use.
Well, Alex, you got statements in these documents that's like pure fiction. So how is that not, I mean, you can do it someplace and get away with it, but if you're applying for a loan and you give them false information, like Sean says, how is that not fraud?
I mean, I think this agenda item and the one before, I mean, highlights, you know, I'm not gonna go into all the election stuff here, but this type of language and going after staff and other members like this, starting off like this, is part of the root cause of, you know, why we've had so much turnover and so much press.
Did you identify which staff member or members being gone after? Because there's nothing in any of these documents that name a person or a position. It says village representatives.
Well, village representatives can be taken as staff. I mean, looking at the agenda packet, it looks like it's throwing either a current staff member or a former staff member, particularly the finance director under the bus, and it literally states issue. I mean, if you look at page 3, I mean, take a look at what's written, issue and objectives. It said, the documents that were signed for the bank are filled with fraudulent information that needs to be corrected.
That is correct. It
That
does.
is a very big statement. I do not see evidence in the packet clearly showing that right now. I don't think there's been any record of that being established.
Did we pass a resolution that says that we're implementing a levy? Did we pass a resolution that says that we're taking that loan? And did we pass a resolution that says that we were issuing bonds? All 3 require resolutions. Did we issue?
I mean, I was not on the board at this time, right? But I mean, we're starting off with saying, right, you know, you're starting off with a strong, very strong statement. And, you know, to accuse someone of fraud, right? That's a strong statement. So that's why I was inquiring with the attorney based on this, his opinion.
So Sean, what's your
I
issue?
mean, that, you know, that could be a potential, you know, I know there's been a lot of people, and there's been people that have come at me accusing me during the election of libel and slander for pointing out actual actions people have done. But this is teetering right on it, right, the characterization, in my opinion.
Well, maybe we get more information.
What was your question?
So what was your concern with item 3, security?
Security, it says that we, the aforesaid levy of taxes sufficient for the purpose and full faith credit and resources of the issuer, which is referring to the above section with levy, we did not institute a levy. There was never a levy put in place. And to Lisa's point, PFM was never informed who controls our debt service fund, so they never put it in there for us to levy. That's where we get our levy numbers from. So if PFM was never told, and they never told Lisa to put that in this budget, that's how it didn't get there. So we don't have a levy, so that's their guarantee they're getting paid, is that we have an irrevocable, I think I said that word properly, levy, which we do not have.
So would the solution then just be to rectify that?
That was what I was saying, is my intention of this was that we need to have staff go to the bank and say, we need to fix these documents to be properly done.
Well, I know Lisa talked to the bank. I don't, did you talk to them specifically about these particular items, Lisa?
I have not.
I mean, again, root cause analysis is always important, but that's not the issue of tonight's meeting. Tonight's meeting is this needs to be corrected, so we have a proper loan with the bank. Because according to this document, since we did not do it properly, they could call the entire amount of money due right now.
Lee, you have a comment on that? I don't think they can call the whole thing.
They said they can.
There's a breach of contract, I'm sure they can.
Yeah, it's in there. I mean, I don't have it in front of me, but I did see that.
Section 8B, any representation or warranty made under this note or information provided by the issuer to the lender in connection with this note that is or was false or fraudulent in any material respect. That puts us in the default clause. So they can call the entire loan.
Yeah, I kinda wanna get back to the language, you know, if there was a mistake here, you know, I wanna get to the bottom of what our situation is first, but getting ahead of it, if there was a mistake somehow, like someone didn't report somehow, or there was a miscommunication, or with the massive amount of staff turnover we had in 2022, you know, no one knew what was going on, or something got dropped for whatever reason, that is not a basis for fraud, right? There's no willful attempts
Definition
to
of
commit
doesn't
fraud
say
here.
The definition of fraud doesn't say what. It says providing false information to gain financial gain.
Let me just go on that one, okay? I think Sean explained to the room what he means by the word fraud and fraudulent, and then you clarified that there's still things to look into, such as intent and everything like that, right?
Correct, we have no idea how it's happened.
Okay, so that's his use of the word. I'm an attorney, you know, I think of things like, you know, intent and negligence and whatever else, and you said you're not saying that tonight, but you're saying that it's wrong and there's a gain. So his use of the word is not an attorney's use of the word. He explained that on fun. Okay, so we can move on from that, okay?
Alright.
Is that fair, Sean?
Yes, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, I'm saying we have a wrong document we need to fix.
Okay. Word. You want me to?
Go ahead.
I haven't previewed, I've been looking into this today since it came up, obviously, and, I was asked to be here, so if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna have to look into it, or else there's no point in me being here, right? So, I did look into some things and I can save you, and I'm not saying this is the end of it, by all means, but maybe I can save you some trouble if anyone else is looking into it. I don't know if anyone else did already. Not really, okay. Yeah, the document is incorrect. It's a critical document actually to take